You're tuned in to MEA Worldwide. I'm your host, Elena Jordan, and today I'm sitting down with Lisa Linke, one of the most hilarious actresses on TV right now.
Thank you.
Now, Bless This Mess is so much fun.
It is.
It is the most fun to watch.
Oh, good.
Is it just as fun to film?
I think it's more fun to film. We film so much, and so much doesn't make it because that whole cast is just hilarious. I'm in comedy heaven every day that I'm there.
Do you hang out with any of your...
I do. So Nancy Lenehan, who plays Deb, the post worker in Bucksnort, she's taught me how to knit, and so we get together, and she so I'm knitting spoiler alert for Christmas, everybody's getting knit stuff, but like we hang out and we go to the little knittery in Los Feliz here in LA, and she helps me buy yarn, and she's taught me, like, it's been wonderful. Yeah, we hang out, and then we had another castmate, Rose Abdu, who was putting on a one-woman show, and so a couple of us, Rose, JT Neal, who plays Jacob, and Nancy, and then Joey, who plays Ray, Joey Nunez. We all went out to dinner and then went to see her show. So it was so fun.
That's amazing.
We really like each other.
Well, it definitely shows on the show too, which I think is part of what makes it so much fun to watch.
I mean, I love the show genuinely. I would watch it even if I weren't involved.
And you've basically been having fun your entire career.
Yeah.
And it's really worked out for you. I know you started out in Chicago, and the project that moved you out to LA was Shameless. No big deal.
Yeah, they shoot their exteriors in Chicago to make it really authentic, and I did book a co-star, and that was like my first real one, and then I was like, I'm ready. Maybe not so ready, but I was ready to move. So yeah, it was really great. I've just been really lucky. All the projects I've worked on have been kind of nice, well-known shows or very fun, like independent things, and I've been very fortunate.
Now, you are also incredibly talented in so many different facets as well.
Keep talking.
I mean, you started out too doing improv Second City in Chicago.
Yeah, so
and
I studied there, and I taught there, and there's a bunch of theaters in Chicago, and I played all around.
Do you get to improv a lot in Bless This Mess as well?
We do. There's a little bit of improv here and there, and it's super fun, and sometimes that makes it in, and sometimes that just makes the crew laugh, and that's enough, you know, for a performer like me. Just making anybody laugh is fun.
What are some of your favorite jokes that maybe didn't make it to air? That you're like, man, I wish they would have shown that one.
They probably can't be repeated because they wouldn't make it past ABC network standards and practices, so they probably wouldn't hear either.
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
Now, again, talking about how many different things that you do as well, you are a content creator.
I am.
Too. You do some pretty incredible stuff.
Thank you.
I mean, a lot of people, of course, know you from Amazon Prime, too, but you've actually been doing the actual streaming yourself for many, many years.
Yes.
So what is it like being on a streaming show versus creating your own streaming content? And how do you feel that compares to something like ABC that may have a little bit more regulations?
Question. You know, for me, it was really helpful creating my first web series, co-creating it in Chicago with my friend Robin Scott. It was called Rick and Len Fix Blank in Your House. It was just kind of this, every production is the same, just on scale, right? So you have to have a crew, you have to have a cast, you have to have a location and camera and lights. And so that was really a learning experience for me to kind of produce that and write it and star in it with my friends and do that on a large scale. And to produce 10 episodes was a real learning experience. And we loved that series. I still watch it. I think it's great. And it's on YouTube. And then so to kind of go from there just to larger scale productions, you know, when I show up on set, I know what's happening, which is kind of nice. Like you've been through it. And then out here, I produced Dog Moms, which is a parody of Dance Moms, if you're not familiar, from Lifetime, which is the same thing, except that was with 6 dogs on top of it, just running around, which is fantastic. So yeah, I think how it just compares is that it's larger in scale. And then, of course, when I'm not writer, creator, producer, actor, I get to just be actor, which is so nice. I don't have to worry about if we're on time or if we're running out of, you know, location. Like, it's kind of nice to just show up and do my job. My job is this big as compared to this big.
And with successful people, too, being so successful. And that kind of being part of the start of this kind of streaming revolution now with so many different streaming services, too.
Yeah.
How do you feel that is moving as far as the digital revolution is concerned?
Yeah, I think it's a real great opportunity for content creators. There's so many avenues and opportunities to get your content out there. If you want to create the content and then put it up somewhere or then sell it somewhere, there's way more opportunity. You know, it just used to be YouTube or on a website, and now that's still available to you, but there's a lot more ways to partner and collaborate, and sometimes more money for production, which is great too.
And I love, too, that you do all of these amazing comedic works yourself, that you write,
everybody
produce
should come in here. It's quite delightful.
Well, I mean, it's delightful to have you here.
Thank you.
Dog Moms is hilarious as well.
Have you watched Dance Moms?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I watch Dog Moms, too, because,
Yes.
I mean, Waggy Lee just got
Okay. So if you're not familiar with Dance Moms, Dog Moms is going to be sort of funny, but if you know Dance Moms, it's going to take it to another level. So I was watching Dance Moms on Lifetime TV, and I hated myself because I was every week I was like, this is emotional torture for these young girls. But there I was every Tuesday night, like, what's going to happen? Who's going to be on top of the pyramid? You know, it's always Maddie, spoiler alert. But so then I was like, okay, well, I'm going to make myself create art out of this, and that's how I parodied Dance Moms into Dog Moms, and I just basically put costumes on dogs and yell at them while I'm wearing huge wig and huge nails.
And that's not the only time that you've kind of adapted something that you don't like to turn it into something you do like Go Help Yourself.
Yes, thank you. So I am a co-host of a podcast called Go Help Yourself. It's a comedy self-help podcast to make life suck less. And my friend Misty called me one day and was like, do you like self-help? Because I think I want to start a podcast. And I said, I hate it. I hate the genre. I have real problems with it. But we decided that would be a really great balance and blend. So each week we read and review a popular or not so popular self-help book. And she comes from this great perspective of being able to just find a nugget of good even in a dumpster fire of a book. And I come from a really critical Midwestern background. Don't tell me what to do. And so together we really kind of are able to find what's useful and what is trash, what is straight trash, because there's a lot of straight trash out there. Yeah.
So what is the best advice that you could give to the viewers to help themselves?
Oh, wow. That is a great question. I feel like you have to choose what works for you. A lot of these books, my main complaint is that the books aren't intersectional. They're written from a predominantly white, heterosexual, educated, male, cisgendered, I could go on and on and on, perspective. And so if that isn't you, it may not resonate with you. And so find an author who relates to you or whose message relates to you and throw out the rest.
I love it. That is very, very good advice.
Well, that's what we do here.
Now, with so many amazing roles that you've done throughout your career as well, what would you have chosen for your career path if you were not going to be an actor? I know you've played a nurse a couple different times.
I mean, yeah.
On Runaways, on Modern Family.
I'm not good with the general public because I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I think that I'm really good at taking pictures of people's pets. That's kind of my superhero ability. So I would probably be a pet photographer.
I love that. Do you ever take pictures of people's pets on set or any of your friends' pets?
Oh, I take the best pictures of people's pets. That's kind of how I make friends. I mean, I'm Midwestern. I already love your pet. Like, I already love your cat. I don't know your cat, and I already love your cat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I love your dogs, but...
Thank you.
And I love that your dogs kind of inspire different shows as well. I mean, you even have one where you just have Zoe just approve or disapprove of various foods.
Yeah, so when we moved out to California, I got a CSA box, which, if you're not familiar, is community-supported agriculture. And in California, there's so much fruit and vegetables at the ready. And so I was getting all these new and different fruits, and she would try them. So I have a whole YouTube playlist of her trying fruits. Spoiler alert, she loves everything. And then Wrigley, my other dog, is not a fan, but she's tried like kiwi and kiwi berries and like jicama. Like she's tried everything. It's kind of nice. She eats more fruit than I do.
And do you have any advice to anybody who may want to create their own content, but may feel a little bit creatively stifled or maybe kind of holding themselves back?
I mean, the first stuff you make is going to be terrible. There's a great, everybody's kind of said it to music and whatever, but Ira Glass has a great quote. It's kind of like a long paragraph about whenever you start anything, the first that you make is going to be bad. And you're going to, if you love it, you're going to know that it's bad, but you have to keep going. And it will get better. But I think as adults, we tend to not like to try to do something new because we don't like being good at something right away. But like, if little kids, when they tried to walk, if they fell over the first time, we're like, well, that didn't work. Like, they would never walk. So we just have to give ourselves permission to just suck at the beginning, but really give ourselves space to kind of grow and develop and find a mentor and really put time and energy into it, you know? The first stuff I shot was terrible. You can't even hear it, you know? But I thought it was funny, but it was sad you couldn't hear it. And so I just kept going.
And now, look at you.
And now,
amazing.
I put on a wig and nails and scream at dogs and tutus. You can too.
Thank you so much for coming in and talking with us.
Me.
Where can everybody keep up with you and check out all of your awesome stuff online?
So across all platforms, I'm at It's Linke, ITSLINKE. And then my podcast, Go Help Yourself, you can find anywhere you listen to podcasts. And then every Sunday on Instagram, I do a live improv show at 12:30 Pacific, Suggestion Sunday show. And you can just drop in, drop out. You don't have to pay a cover fee. You can be in your pajamas on the couch. And you can participate by giving me suggestions, and I'll make character monologues for you based off of those suggestions. And it's a great time.
That is incredible. Thank you so much.
So fun. Thank you.
And you can check out all of our interviews at MEA Worldwide. Until next time, I'm Elena Jordan. Have a good day.